Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go a story titled, I, a 32-year-old male, found out my wife of 2 years was hooking up with her friend for 6 months while we were dating before we had sex. She says it was to make sure I was serious. I'm now stuck in a group vacation with him. What the hell do I do? And, well, you got it from right there in the title. This guy, you're going to see, got married a couple of years ago when his now wife was 30. Shocker, 30 years old, locking the nice guy in. And finds out on a trip that his wife was hooking up with one of the guys who's on this group trip. This guy who he's friendly with. And the first 6 months of them in a relationship, she wouldn't sleep with this guy, made him wait. Meanwhile, she's hooking up with this guy. And he had no idea. And this bonehead got in a relationship with her like on the first date and allowed this. He didn't know she was sleeping with him, but he allowed going 6 months without getting any action. And I thought it'd be a good one to go over here, guys, just to show you lots of lessons. Number one, while there are gals that are a-holes out there and take advantage of guys like this, so many guys dig their own graves. This guy should have done his homework on this girl and really finding out what's going on behind the scenes. He shouldn't have got exclusive with her on the first date. He really should have made her wait a while. In turn, she's making him wait for the action. She can wait for being exclusive. And but there are gals that will do this. They'll find their nice guy because they're getting close to 30, and they'll make them wait for the lovin' to try to make the guy very well invested. And these gals know that only nice guys that are kind of desperate for relationships and women would have put up with this. No guy who's successful with women or bad boy would ever wait an extended period of time for some action unless it's his idea, like he's religious or something. Fair enough. But 6 months, no action, and she's hooking up with this Josh character. And I might add, you're going to see that of her group of friends, others are hooking up with Josh with the same plan. So guys, lots of lessons in this story here about what to watch out for, what not to do from this guy here, and it's definitely, well, this is why I call the channel They Did What. He says, I'm holed up in my room in a ski chalet while everyone else in our group is still in the village. I'm a little drunk and feeling extremely effed up right now about this entire situation. Well, bro, nobody can blame you for feeling effed up about this entire situation. My wife, Suzanne, and I met online 4 years ago. We both had some bad relationships, and we both wanted something serious. Early on, she told me that she was tired of guys bailing after the relationship turned physical, and that she wanted to wait on that front. While I was not okay with it, but I thought it was smart. Smack! You went all this time, as you know in the title, 6 months without hooking up with her. That's insane. She's just keeping you around, making sure you're so invested in this relationship you're not going anywhere. And there's a sign when she says, tired of guys bailing on her after it got physical. In other words, she's a carousel rider. That's what it is. And of course, no guy wants to stick around and make a relationship material with a girl who hooks up with dudes on first dates and is friends with benefits. Come on here. My most successful relationship before her was with someone where we waited a few months, and I appreciate getting to build a friendship to see if we clicked on an emotional level. It doesn't work that way. You don't turn friendship. Some friendships turn to relationships, but it sounds like they met, became friends, and then became a relationship. That doesn't work that way, you know? Because when the girl sees a guy as a friend, they don't see him as a lover. This guy really doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Suzanne also told me that she understood if I still wanted to date around during that time and didn't expect me to be exclusive until we both explicitly agreed upon it. I told her I wasn't one to try and fight a war on two fronts. I was serious about making it work with one person. So already, she has the power. He's in it completely, and she's like, as you are well aware from the intro. Now, up until last night, I thought that she felt the same way. She never once mentioned seeing other people while we were dating, and based on the way she talked about wanting to build an emotional connection, I assumed, dumb I guess, that she was only seeing me. Well, I'm sorry, man, but that just clearly was not the case, and you should have been paying a little more attention. I mean, for God's sakes, 6 months not getting any? I mean, the only type of guy who goes along with that is a desperate guy, and women are attracted to desperate men. They see them as weak and pathetic, and they walk all over them. They'll marry them. They'll marry them when they're ready to settle, and you're going to see that she married him close to before she was 30 years old. It's obvious, guys. There's a pattern to these stories. We're on this trip with 3 other couples and her friend Josh. I always liked him. He and I have always had some long conversations, smoking weed and talking about life and work. We're both into technology. I've always gotten the vibe that he is kind of a caring person who goes out of his way to help his friends. He's a big advocate for people doing therapy and talks openly about what he's working on. This is where it gets upsetting for me. Last night we got back from skiing and we were all exhausted. I went downstairs to start chopping vegetables to help another of the couples cook for dinner. Suzanne took a shower and I chopped and chatted for like 30 minutes. I came back upstairs to bring Suzanne some wine and heard her and Josh chatting in our room. She's taking a shower and they're chatting in the room. No big deal. I walk in and Suzanne is in a towel with her leg up on the bed, putting on lotion, talking about her job. It wasn't exactly a compromising position, but it struck me as possibly intimate. If she moved a bit one way or another, she'd be giving him a view. She said hi to me, kept putting on lotion, and then grabbed the wine. Totally nonchalant. Josh said it was his turn for the shower and left. Bro, I don't care how nice this Josh character is. He shouldn't be there in the room with her. She has the towel wrapped around her putting lotion on and all that. I mean, what the hell? And also her behaving that way. She's nonchalant because her attitude towards you is nonchalant. She got you to marry her ass because she's tired of guys just using her for her body. This is when you should a long time ago lay down the law. Boundaries. Sitting here now, I wish to God that I just kept my effing mouth shut. But I said it was a little surprising that she was putting on lotion in a towel with Josh in the room. She said she didn't even realize because she was just caught up with her story and went on autopilot. I've always known her to be a self-conscious person. She wears swimsuits that cover a lot of her skin because she doesn't like to feel gawked at. So I was getting the tingles in the back of my brain that something was off, and I said something like, and by the way, he got the tingles, meaning his gut told him something was wrong. Always trust your gut. I said to her, you're usually so quick to cover up around people. And she said, I guess I just knew Josh so well it didn't register. What a load of crap. When she said that, there was something abrasive. Annoyed. It came up more sharply than I would have expected. I should have dropped it, but I was 2 glasses of wine in myself and said, whoa, did I strike a nerve? And she said, let's just go eat. But now clearly agitated and doing a fake smile thing. At this point, I could feel my stomach get a little queasy, like I was heading toward a world of pain. So he openly admits if he didn't have some alcohol in him, he probably just would have let it go. He's a nice guy. And what happens to nice guys? They get, this type of treatment. And again, Mr. Nice Guy here waiting 6 months to sleep with her. She knew exactly what she was doing. So I shut the door and said I could tell something was wrong. She said I needed to trust her and there was nothing going on between she and Josh. Trust her, huh? I said I never imagined or implied that there was, so it was really weird that she felt like she had to make that clear. Now I was feeling gross and suspicious, so I straight up said, I can tell you're uncomfortable right now. Either tell me what's up or I will go ask Josh. What happened next was the most uncomfortable hour of my life. I need more scotch for this. Oh, do tell. This is an uncomfortable conversation with the gal who said to trust her. She said that she and Josh had a S-word history, and it really wasn't any of my business. Bitch, it is my business. I'm your fucking husband. You bet your ass it's my business to know about these types of things, and particularly with a guy that we're hanging out with. And I've had long conversations about technology and therapy and whatever the fuck he was talking about here. It is my goddamn business. And you're there in a bath towel in the room with the door shut, putting lotion on your legs, and he's there talking about technology and therapy or whatever. Give me a fucking break. But who has the power in this marriage? She does. I said that since he's still in our lives, that I deserved to know the context. She said there was no context other than he was someone she felt safe with when she wasn't partnered, and they would have sex now and then. I asked when was the last time they slept together, and she danced around it before saying, before you and I were exclusive. I said that was a fuzzy answer because I was exclusive with her from the time of our first date. This guy was exclusive with her from the first date? Smack, smack, smack. What does that tell her? That tells her this guy doesn't have a whole lot of success with women if he's willing to get into an exclusive relationship on the first date. He doesn't even know. What has she done to earn his time and loyalty and dedication? She's probably like, oh my God, this guy's desperate. Really? He didn't help himself, but she also should have been obviously a lot better of a person. I'm telling you guys, they don't respect weakness. They don't respect guys that just jump in with both feet and they barely know her. She said that she never had SCX with him after the two of us had SCX. I asked if the sex with him during the 6 months between our first date and when we had that, and she said she had. I honestly felt like throwing up and started yelling a bunch of crap I don't really remember. So the 6 months that these two were dating, exclusive, she's effing this guy. She's effing Josh. Remember, guys, they ain't getting it from you. They're getting it someplace else. And this bonehead went along with it for 6 months without getting any pussy? You gotta be kidding me. She had just had the most pissed off and disgusted look on her face the whole time. I finally calmed down a bit and asked her to please give me the full story, timelines, etc. Brother, there is no way in hell you are going to get the full story. You're going to get trickle truth. And if you don't know what the hell that is, look it up, dude. She wasn't fully open, and I had to keep digging to get more information. Well, she was plenty open with Josh. And it was very non-linear conversation, but here's what I pieced together. About 10 years ago, Susan's friend Rose, who's now 40, also on this trip, had gotten out of a string of short-term disappointing relationships. Rose started having SCX with Josh regularly in a friends with benefits type of thing while still hitting the apps. So every woman in this trip is hooking up with Josh or hooked up with Josh in the past. Apparently, the arrangement with Josh made it easier for her to forego SCX in her dating life, which she found helpful for vetting guys to see if they were serious. Eventually, she did find the man she's still married to, Eric. So Josh is the guy these gals sleep with regularly to get their kicks and to blow off steam and have the sausage they crave. Meanwhile, they find their nice guy to date and they make their nice guys wait to become invested in the relationship while they're still hooking up with Josh. These girls are selfish assholes. But then again, these guys are morons for agreeing to wait. You know what I mean? I mean, it's amazing to me. These gals are a-holes, don't get me wrong, but these guys aren't. They've made their mistakes too. Seeing the success that Rose had, two other friends got into the same arrangement with Josh, and voila, they found serious guys as well. All these girls were hooking up with Josh while they were finding their nice guys. A modern effing miracle. How about that? Susan said she talked to Josh about giving it a try, and he was super good about boundaries and made sure the focus was on her finding a long-term partner, and even gave her advice about guys that she was seeing. Josh is such a saint. Well, he's banging all these girls, and he's there talking to you like his buddy and his bro. Meanwhile, he was banging your freaking wife back in the day. I said, so you would go on dates with me, I'd drop you off, give you a kiss on the cheek, and you go fuck Josh, and then talk about our relationship. She said that was a crazy way of putting it, and he was so supportive, it made it easier for her, and I had to focus on what matters more. Yeah, I bet Josh was supportive. He was getting free pussy left and right from all these girls, meanwhile not having to deal with any of the bullshit of the relationship. I stayed on the hide-a-bed and told people I was sick and couldn't ski today. I just been sipping Macallan 12 and running this between naps. The feelings I'm having right now: sadness, betrayal, jealousy, inferiority, drunk, more sad, and notes of pissed off and wanting to flee. But we are in fucking Canada, and I don't even know the quickest way to get back home. Bro, I'm sorry you're going through this. She's an asshole, but you didn't help yourself with being so trusting, rushing in the relationship, being on layaway for her, and being so naive. But what you can do, my friend, is get the fuck out of there. You only been married her a couple of years. Okay, the divorce, hopefully you can make it quick. You haven't been there too long, won't be too bad. Hopefully, but you can't stay with someone like this. Then you gotta work on yourself, but dude, get the fuck out of there. Do I try to work this out? No. Do I run? Do I even have a reason to be upset? The drunker I get, the less angry I get, and I can see her side of it more easily. Of course you see it more easily, because that's nice guy shit. You don't want to accept that this is over. You don't want to accept that you fucked up and married the wrong girl and didn't do your homework on her and all those things. So it's easier just to make yourself out to be the bad guy and blame you. More nice guy shit. He also says, I'm very hungover, but reading through the comments to clarify a few things. Number one, only one other woman who has slept with Josh, Rose, is on the trip. The other two couples were my friends first and don't know Josh very well. Sorry to those telling me I should drop a huge bombshell at dinner. 2, the reason it's hard to leave is because we all drove over the border through a van, and we are deep in the mountains, not a lot of transit options. Well, you can find a way. If I decide to leave, it'll be a massive pain in the ass. 3. I don't have any reason to suspect an ongoing thing between Josh and my wife. I've never seen a hint of flirtation from either of them. It doesn't matter, dude. She still has an inappropriate relationship with him. She lied to you all this time, okay? Lying by omission. And the fact that she was effing this guy who's a part of your friend group who you hang out with and all that. No, it's wrong on so many fronts. You made your mistakes and you got to work on yourself, but no. Even when I walked in on them last night, they seemed completely casual, like I would be with one of my guy friends. But I also never suspected that she can compartmentalize her feelings the way she did, and apparently did so. I think I need to be open to all possibilities at this point. She doesn't give a shit, okay? You got married right around, I think when she was 30 years old. 30. The age women fear, being single, so they find their nice guy, you, and they rush into relationships, or get you to rush into relationships, and marry. She doesn't give a shit about you. I can tell through her actions. I'm going to go skiing this afternoon with just my buddy Ryan and see if he has any advice. Well, I hope Ryan wasn't porking her as well. And I'll be abstaining from alcohol the rest of the trips, as many suggested. Now, with an update he did yesterday, he says, thank you everyone for the wide array of perspectives on this. You give me a lot to consider that I would not have otherwise. I particularly appreciate hearing a woman's point of view on this. Oh boy. Yeah, this should be good. The consensus from this seems to be that the arrangement with Josh made strategic sense, but that Susan should have disclosed things much easier. The women commenters are saying it made sense. Imagine that. But yes, she should have mentioned things earlier, yes. I went skiing yesterday and today, and after deciding that I'm going to stay the rest of the trip. I've been looking forward to this all year, and we might actually get some snow soon. I've been hanging with my two good guy friends for the most part. Suzanne has asked if we can talk, but I told her I'm not ready and just want to focus on skiing. I'm pretty sure she alerted Josh because he's become standoffish, whatever. Of course she told him. She's her, and just you watch. She may get drunk and pissed off at you for being standoffish or whatever, and go F Josh and say, it's your fault. You made me do it. You wouldn't communicate with me. The feeling that is currently strongest is one of broken trust. Several commenters know that the language Susan used during her technically within her rights to have the arrangement with Josh. Oh, were these commenters women? The question in my mind is, if I keep asking, is if I had known about Josh from the get-go, what would have changed? I certainly don't think I would have continued the relationship for 6 months without pursuing other options at the same time. Aha. Suzanne knew I was only pursuing her. She had all my attention because I wanted to make something work for once. Dude, you jumped in with both feet and your arms. I mean, come on here. I also can't shake the feeling that our relationship would have developed more quickly if Josh had not been around. I spent some time last night looking for old texts and emails from our early days, about 3 months in. I started crying because I remembered just how smitten I was with her by then. I was really starting to see a future with her, but now I read her responses differently. What seemed like cute, coy responses feel like apathy in retrospect. It robs a lot of the magic from my memories, and I just feel empty. Smack. Magic? Dude, really? Not that I'm surprised he's using words like magic, but oh my god. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle things, but I'm very seriously considering talking to Eric one-on-one before the trip ends to see what things look like from his experience. We're here until Thursday, so there's time. Until then, I'm just going to ski my brains out and pray for snow. Well, I would also pray for a divorce. I'd pray to get out of this as quick as possible, frankly. Dude, it's over. You can't trust her. She married you only just to get a ring on her finger at 30 years old. She's not in love with you. And the way she responded to you about this whole thing and acted all pissed off and annoyed, that tells me everything. You were just a dude to a wedding ceremony so she could have her magical day. And I'm willing to bet you this chick probably was more going on than you want to freaking even think about. I'm sure she's probably still fucking Josh left and right or somebody else. Because I guarantee this woman is not giving this guy hardly any loving at all, let alone the kind of frisky loving that Josh got. I'm sure Josh got everything, and with all those girls. It's over. But if you stay with her, I'm telling you now, it is going to get worse and worse and worse. It's been 2 years you've been married. It's not the end of the world. You can end it, take a small hit, and move on. Hopefully you just don't live in a place that's really going to hammer guys in divorce. So guys, a lesson here, you need to do your homework on the girls you get involved with. Don't jump in that quickly on a date, into a relationship without getting to know her. You know, my opinion, 6 months, definitely make her work to get you. And if she's making you wait 6 months for any pussy, not happening. In my opinion, by the 4th date, if you haven't sealed the deal or gotten damn close, move on. Cut your losses, move on. I don't want you getting in a relationship with girls that hook up with you on the first date, but goddamn, by the fourth date, and I'm being generous here, there better have been a full-on loving going on, otherwise don't waste your time. Because either she is using you, or she has rules and she's structured, and that's going to make a miserable relationship. So I wish this guy the best, but my God, he definitely made his share of mistakes.